Continue. All right, so good morning, everybody. We are about to get started. I just wanted to share this book. We're talking about classic golf books. This is Par Golf for Women by Louise Suggs, one of the founders of the LPGA, the greatest women golfers of all time, discarded from the Milwaukee Public Library.
Oh,
I grew up in Milwaukee, right? I found this at a classic antique golf shop in Monterey, California. And one was on sale for $125. I happened to get the Milwaukee one for like 25 or 50 or something. Yeah. All right. Good morning and welcome Karen as well. Linda, Elise, we may have Tiger joining us from Kenya, we'll see. And we have quite a number of people who have were not able to be here in person, so they will be getting this recording. And so that's great. We'll have fun with each other.
I'm actually still in bed.
You're not feeling good. Okay. Well,
no,
you do what you can.
No, I just got up, so I'm actually still in bed, but I will be with you shortly.
Oh, okay. Very well, Linda. Good, good. So we got some golf pros, some black belts here, and some folks, which is really great. And then quite a few people who will be following along with the work that we're going to do today and with the recording when they get it. So just a little basics again. BLISS, always want to say, was created by Juawyane Kettler in San Diego, California, my teacher. She's still teaching. And she's terrific. So BLISS means balance, lengthen, integrate, stretch, strengthen. And we want to do that with our body, our whole body, with our muscles, with our fascia, our connective tissue, and lengthen, expand our range of motion, makes more space between our vertebrae, creates space in our bodies. We can breathe better. We can move more easily. Integrate, of course, is our left and our right and our lower and upper and our inner and outer, our energetic body and our physical body, our mind and our body, our thought and intention with our what we do, how we execute, and stretch and strengthen. Juawyane also throws in sculpt so that we are more toned and more fit. We'll also be working, I like to include in B is balance and breathing as well, okay? And we're going to get centered and bring in some martial arts and all kinds of stuff, get stuff into our BLISS workout. So everybody ready to go? And Linda, do what you can do if you're whatever, okay? However you feel. Good. Okay. So good morning, everybody. I dressed up for the occasion. Look at this. I got on my cool pants. Great. Okay. So I always like to bow in. Let's just bring our hands together at the center. And this is where your heart center is. It's also the center line of the body. It's also a very integrating motion. It's like bringing everything together and just a sense of respect, a sense of appreciation and gratitude. We'll just bow in and say good morning. Excellent. So I always like to start with getting the body and the joints warmed up. So what we're going to start with, and we're going to let this movement grow, but right now we're starting with our wrists, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. Just go in some different directions. And as that happens, you'll start to feel your elbows moving. So we want to work with connections in the body and movements. And as you get your elbows going, again, no right or wrong way. You can feel your body. What's important is to be in tune and connected with yourself. You'll feel that start to connect into your shoulders and get your shoulders moving. So the shoulders are, of course, are in their socket, and we don't want to move anything too far, too much. It's sort of gentle movements, but also stretching movements. Let's make some big circles, get those shoulders moving. Yeah. And as that happens, you'll start to feel your ribs and your lats and your abdominal muscles and your back muscles. Lots of things start to engage and warm up in the nicest way. I like to think about getting noodly. So now we're just going to kind of let that move into our back. And the pelvis is starting to get going. Your pelvis is a joint. I always say that. Let's just move our pelvis back and forth. It shouldn't be frozen and stuck. We really need the pelvis, which is the sacrum and low back, moving. And we can move side to side, get that joint moving. You'll start to feel your thighs, knees, ankles, toes engaged, everything's moving. Let's make some big circles, belly dancer like now. Articulating the joint of your pelvis. This should be kind of sexy, yeah? You don't want it to be like, ugh. And also, I start freezing my pelvis and I start choking and coughing, yeah? All right, good. Keep it moving, keep it flowing. Let's come down lower into the knees. And you can stick your butt out and this sort of yoga-like, little cat-like, but sinking down and connecting, moving the knees around, feeling that in your ankles and feet. If all you did every day was this, you stopped for 2 minutes and you just started to move the whole body around and connect, get everything connecting and moving and flowing, you'd be in pretty good shape. Let's come and bring some breath right up the center. Woo. Breathe, breathe. Make those movements bigger. Let your breath move. Come down. Draw it up from the earth. Breathe, breathe. Open. Open your feet. Expand your chest. Let's pull the shoulder blades together and back with a feeling of hugging your spine. Hug the spine, stimulate. There's all kinds of little muscles that attach into your spinal column from your ribs to the body. So it's very good to get that going. All right, and let's move your fingers as well as we're doing that. We want to stretch the hands, stretch the fingers. Excellent. Good. Okay, shake that out. Shake it out, shake it out. I want to practice something that we're going to use throughout today. And that is this concept, this idea that we want to kind of think about the movement before we do the movement. All right. So, and it's going to take a split second. It's not going to take long, but I want you to practice and I want you to feel the difference. Let's just reach your arm up tall. Reach your arm up tall. Okay, good. And let's make a fist. We're going to punch and punch. Punch and punch. Okay, good. Now, just to practice this concept, because I want you to work with it in everything that we do today, we're going to do those same movements. They're very simple movements. But before you just reach and reach, I want you to think about it just for a moment, but just feel yourself. It's like your whole body, self, mind, prepares to do the movement. So kind of think about reaching up and then reach up. Okay, think and reach. Think and reach. Think and reach. Okay, think and reach. Think and reach. Good. All right, this time I want you to think and punch. Think and punch. So feel yourself very consciously making the movement. Good. All right. And that could even go fast. So let's just practice thinking a little quicker, right? Think, punch, think. So just feel that yourself, get ready for it. Okay. We're going to go up now. Think and up. Think and feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Okay. We're going to think down and drop. Drop. But think it first and then do it. Think it first, then do it. Good. Okay. Let's just stop for a minute and let me check in with you. Did that feel any different when you have sort of a more consciousness into the movement? Was that any different?
I think that
yes.
Yes. How so? Elise, you were going to say something, and then Karen, and I see your thumbs up, Linda. That there definitely was a difference, right? You could notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, more control. More control.
More control. Great. Yes. Okay. And Elise, what do you want to say?
Oh, Karen was gonna say something. Oh, just it felt like a Hollywood action movie when I was punching. Pretended I was an actress. It was good.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. So in a sense, you have more intention in it, and maybe it sort of defined your movements better. You felt like, whoa, you could really, act this. You could really show this. That's great. And Linda, your thumb was up. Any comment? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm outside. I'm awake now. Good.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a really important thing to do. we know that we're training our body-mind connection and system, but we can do it more deeply. If you just take, and you notice it's a split second, isn't it? And pretty soon, as we do that and do that a lot and do that in these exercises, you've really trained your mind in a big way, so that all your movements, everything you do can start to have more intention in it. And I also feel that I have more kind of energy and more center. It's like this moment that I take to get ready, and then I put my energy into it, yeah? This moment I've completely centered, and I can send my energy into whatever it is I'm doing. So let's just practice that by yourself. You can make any movement you want right now. I just want you to practice that moment of centering, moment of connecting with your energy, and then consciously sending it into whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Whatever it is you're doing. So we're much more mindful, I call it body mindful, when we take that moment. So does everybody agree that you will practice this way today? We will do everything with this quality. I'll try to remind you along the way as well, okay? All right, so what I want to do first, let's do some punches, okay? We're going to put some martial arts into this for the sake of exercise. We'll get a little cardio. We'll have some fun. It's empowering. We're going to work with our bodies and our muscles as well as our connective tissue as we're doing that. So let's go. So let's just kind of sit down. By the way, I have a knee issue, just so you know, and I can't quite get down the way I'd like to. So you guys get down lower than I do. All right? That's my meniscus. So here we are. We want to come down through the center, make a fist. We're going to punch forward. And I want you to get your hips into this. Hip, hip. So there's a difference. Feel that this is just shoulder and tension. Think, set, hip, 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 hip. Good. Okay, let's do doubles. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent. Let's just do threes, okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, this time down. I want you to really punch down, and get that down feeling. Sink down, and some intention. Down, down, and really stretch your arm out. I want you to feel that you're really getting these muscles and this connective tissue moving as you do this. Good. 1, 2, excellent. Okay, this time we're going to come up from the bottom, and we're going to do an uppercut. So we're going to draw energy up and connect down, bring it up, right up the center. And it's got a little spiral to it. Boom. Up, 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 up. Let's do doubles. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent. Let's do some round kind of, this would be like, bam, you'd kind of clock them here, but we're not trying to hurt anybody. We're just really getting some, we're working the muscles and the connective tissue, the whole shoulder girdle, and connecting from the lower body, boom, and around, getting some circular movement. Feel your ribs, and boom, 2. So remember, feel that moment of connection, and then move. Think, move. Think briefly, move. Hup, up. Enjoy this. Whoa, hup, 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 hup. Good. And this time, let's just stand. Let's really, I want you to reach. This time, we're not going to punch. We're going to open the hands. And I want you to reach. Reach. Actually, let this hand come the other way. Reach. Reach. This is some connective tissue work as well. The connective tissue is kind of a cellophane wrap around all the muscles and organs in your body. And just so you know, it can get really stuck. When it's stuck, we don't move so well. It's supposed to be sliding and lubricated. So that's one of the things we're doing. This time, I want you to spread your legs a little wider, reach both hands up, and have this feeling that you're going to be kind of wiping across the ceiling. Really reach, wipe across, and then come the other way. Wipe across. Now reach over to the other wall. Come down here to your knee with one hand. Reach this arm all the way up and over. And spread that hand. Reach. And down. And reach. Whoa. Really stretch and reach. Good. Let's come the other way. So we're going to reach here. Yep. Whoa. And we're going to lean on this knee. Stretch out your other leg. Extend through that heel. Extend through your Achilles. Reach and up. Come around like you're going to touch and wipe the ceiling. Open the hands. This is so good for both your muscles and the connective tissue, which is super duper important. Excellent. Let's shake that out. And this time what I want you to do is to just, you're going to take your elbows back, open your pecs, open your chest, stimulate your heart and lungs. And you're just going to kind of make a little, let me see if I can show you. Just kick back, kick back, kick back, kick back. Now, I'm kind of leading with my heel so that I'm getting a full stretch in the psoas muscle and getting the butt muscles working. So the movement for the leg isn't just kicking with your knee, it's really working from the core. Back, 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 back. Balance each time. Back, think, move, think, move. Let's reach higher with the arms, work your balance. Work your balance. Ugh. Good. Excellent. Okay, this time, I just shake it out for a minute. Always nice to shake out. Hope you're warming up. I certainly am. And what we want to do now is to raise our leg. So you're going to raise and raise from the hip. We're stretching and strengthening the hip, also the legs. And what you're going to do, we're going to touch and touch. Let's just do that. So touch, touch, lift, touch, lift, touch, lift, touch. Let's do that where we come across. Keep your balance, lift, touch, stretch, 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 lift, stretch, stretch, strengthen. We're integrating, we're going cross brain here. So it's like a brain gym kind of a exercise to connect our hemispheres. Okay, this time, that was just touching. What I want to do this time is to raise the leg, and you're gonna kind of come down, pull the energy down into your core. You're gonna use your abdominals, and we're gonna go touch. Okay, so it's more than just light touch. We're actually gonna, it's kind of like a standing crunch. Okay, crunch. And I don't mean to collapse in the upper body, but crunch through the abdominal muscles. Bring it down, crunch. Good. You ready? We're gonna do twos. So we're gonna go 2, 2. Here we go. Crunch, 2, crunch, 2. Again, crunch, 2, crunch, 2. We're going to threes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Think, work it. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay. Actually, if that's bugging you, let's everybody stop. This is a good point. Always good. If something's hurting or sometimes you get a little muscle spasm, not worth it to just go through that. You don't want to hurt yourself. So we're going to do some self-massage. And I like to do this anyways. Take the backs of your hands here. And this is your kidneys where your adrenal glands sit. And you want to rub them. Loosens up the back muscles. Stimulates your adrenal glands. Let's do some little drumming on your back. Okay? And then all around. We're doing some self-massage. Whole body, come down to the legs, and the thighs, hips. Never bad to stop and do a little self-massage, a little more relaxing. Let your body know she or he is okay. It's all right. Give her some love, some self-care, loosen up. Okay, you ready for some more, Karen?
Yeah,
Yep.
Did that help?
Yeah.
yeah, I just got a cramp.
Yep. When you get a cramp, do not go through the cramp. You need to stop and take care of it. And usually some warmth, some stretching, some stimulation is helpful. All right, we'll just go a little slower. We're gonna go and we're gonna do threes again, just a little slower. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to do 4s, but we're just going to do one set. 4, 4, and then 5, 5. Here we go. Crunch. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Woo, shake it out. Good job. You can keep going. You could build those to 6s or 7s. That's Elise's favorite exercise, right, Elise?
Right.
Okay, so this time, this is going to seem like such a simple exercise, but it's balance and it's strengthen. Ready? So what you're going to do is simply shift your weight to one foot, then the other foot, and then the other foot. All right? We're going to do them in 3s because that'll alternate us. And so here we go. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, hold. And then 1, 2, 3, hold. I have a little trouble because of my meniscus, but hold. Good. 1, 2, 3, hold. And 1, 2, 3, hold. Good. 1, 2, 3, hold. And 1, 2, think about your movement. 3, hold. One more time. 1, 2, 3, hold. And 1, 2, 3, hold. You guys feeling that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it seems so simple, but it's, you know, we've got weight transfer. We're really engaging the leg muscles and the butt muscles in a big way. Let's just do a couple more. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging. And you're going to put your arms out to the side. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Hold a little longer. Good. And 1, 2, 3. I have trouble on this side. That's just my meniscus, but you guys can do it. Hold, hold, hold. And even with my toe on the ground, I'm working that leg I'm standing on. And 1, 2, 3. Hold. If you have trouble, you can put your toe on the ground and it'll still be working you. Good. And 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Whoa. Good. Shake that out. Wow. A little bit of this. These are really strengthening. What's that?
I have to work on that one.
Yeah, that one is very, very strengthening. It really works these muscles. Mine are getting a burn even, which is kind of amazing. Okay, let's take a T stance. And a T stance is when, this is my forward foot. This is the heel of my forward foot, goes into the arch of my back foot. So that would be right T stance, left T stance. This is my left hand, all right? Right foot, left foot. In Aikido, of course, we call it hanmi. So, and in yoga, this is the stance of a warrior pose. It's a T stance, all right? So that's where we want to be. And let me try to do this on an angle you can see. So I've got a T stance. Right foot is forward, back leg extended. Really feel a stretch here. This is your big psoas muscle, the biggest muscle in your body. I was always taught it as the walking muscle. It's what helps us to walk. Now, if you're injured or your back or your knees, this psoas muscle tends to atrophy. It gets really weak. If you have a good body worker, they will always work on your psoas muscle, because what we do is we skip it and we kind of walk in all these ways and we don't really use this muscle. Happens with older people on walkers. I noticed it very seriously with my dad. Here's his walker, and he's kind of shuffling like this and not using these muscles. I gave him some walking sticks to walk with, and he remembered how to walk and he instantly engaged. Do you see the difference? When these muscles are working. So very important working on your psoas muscle. So we're extending through our back heel, the Achilles. We're extending here. I've got my center, my hara, my belly, blowing into my forward thigh. So that's connected. Knee is bent directly over your foot. You don't want your knee going past your foot. Your foot's there to support, and your foot and your shin are there to support your knee. All right, so this is beautiful stance. And what I want you to do now is to take your hands like this. You've done BLISS, you're familiar with it. We use this a lot. And then extend your arms. Okay, so we're here and extend your arms. Feel that stretch in your elbows as well as your wrists, which they get tight from our devices and our computers and keyboards. So what we're going to do, we're in our stance. We're going to dive forward and then stack ourselves up, 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 up until you're nice and vertical, beautifully centered. And this is like a yoga lunge. You're just going to shift your belly into your forward knee and then shift back. I can't do it so well because of my meniscus, but sit back in your back knee if you can, and forward, strengthen that quad, sit back, strengthen that quad, okay? And we're getting center, we're shifting our center. Elbows up straight, think about moving and then move. Think, move, think, move. Put your energy into it. Feel how centering that is, how present you get. Excellent. Now we're just going to shift forward, big extension down that back leg, elbows straight, and deep lunge. You're going to hold here, very focused, and pump your shoulders back. So I'm just pumping my shoulders back. As that happens, you keep going, but you'll feel stimulation of the big muscles along your spine. They're called your sacrospinalis muscles, also your erector spinae muscles. They're the ones that hold you up. So you're loosening as well as strengthening those muscles, loosening the shoulders. No force. You can even feel a thought before your shoulders move. So they glide in their sockets. Excellent. Good. So we've done about 10 or 20 of those. Deep lunge. Release your hands to here. Stay in your lunge. Stay in your posture and focus. If you have to get out for a minute, that's fine. Come back in. We're going to lift up and down. If you have shoulder issues, go as far as you can. Don't force through it. I will tell you that, but we want to touch, so go ahead. Years ago in the 80s and 90s, I separated this shoulder and then this one. Shoulder separation, oh, you can't even lift your arm. Like I couldn't lift a toothpick this high. Thought I'd never lift or do anything again. But they healed, and then I rehabbed using this, it's called flyers exercise, was one of them, until, I was like here, here, here. I remember the day my hands touched. It was a great thing. Turn the hands over, deep lunge, good extension through the back leg, and lift and touch the backs of your hands. Lift. The more you keep your elbows straight, the more you're lifting through your rib muscles and your latissimus dorsi. So you really want to stretch and strengthen those guys. Lift, lift. You're doing beautifully, and I see wonderful focus. There's a lot of mental focus going on here. Excellent. This is called flyers. And let's just turn our hands over this way one more time. We're going to do a slow one. We're just going to lift really slowly. I mean slow. The slower, the better. And there is a whole system of exercise, which is slow. Slow food, slow exercise. You really will feel the weight of gravity. You're lifting up against what we call PSI, pounds per square inch of gravity. Yes. And then lowering slowly. Just one is amazingly powerful, and you're really strengthening your stance, your focus as you're doing one slowly. So imagine doing like 5 or 10 slowly. You can try that on your own. Ah, good. Okay, shake it out. Yeah, you like that idea, Karen?
That was a hard one.
Yeah. Wow, try doing more of them slowly. It's something else.
Yeah.
Okay, shake that out. We want to do the other side. I'm sure you do. 1, 2 now. You got to balance out. So we're going to take a T stance. Left foot here into the back heel. Great. All right. So here we are. We're going to hands like this. We're going to dive forward. Come up, 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 up. Good extension through the back leg. Feel your psoas muscle stretching. Feel your forward thigh, your quads strengthening. Feel your focus. Elbows straight. Full extension in the body. Good. Johnny would have you stand here for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute. I always say 5 minutes is ninja practice. Yes, this is so strengthening just to stand here, consciously extending, focusing, sinking deeper, deep lunge. Good. So I think we got almost a minute in. That was great. We're going to pump our shoulders back now. Gentle pump of the shoulders back, 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 back. Think, move. A moment, a split second to be conscious, centered, sending your energy into your movement. Beautiful. Good. Okie doke. Okay. And now open the hands and lift, 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 lift. Good. Keep going. So Juawyane would say to do 25 to 100. I'm a little nicer, especially when it comes to learning. 5 to 15. Build up 10 to 25. One of the great things about BLISS is you can tell how much stronger you're getting by counting. Maybe it was tough to do 3, now you can do 6. It was tough to do 6, now you're doing 10. Good, flip your hands over and lift. It's really fun to challenge yourself and go maybe, 3 to 5 to even 10 more than you thought you could do. That's what we call the stretch zone. And in the stretch zone is when you do get stronger, but don't stretch so much you might hurt yourself. So that's another beautiful thing about BLISS. You're totally in control of the work, of your exercise, how much you do, intensity that you do. Good, okay, release that and flip your hands over. We're gonna do 1, very slow, deep lunge, extension through the back leg. Think about this, slow, feel gravity, it's there, it's heavy, you're lifting it. Your muscles are all engaged, all your proprioception, which is where you are in space and to keep you balanced. You may feel slight wobblings in your heel or leg, that's just fine. Your body is finding its balance. Your muscles are all engaging to do that. Down slowly, slowly, slowly. Ha! Good, shake it out. How's everybody doing?
Holy crapola. That's good.
All right, good, good. Okay, just have a sip of water. And we're gonna do one more standing exercise and then we're gonna sit. So you should have a chair handy. And also get a very small object, not very small, but you could use anything. I could use the mouse from my computer. This is my reading glasses. I could use my glasses. I could use the case. Just something that you can hold. You could have a very light weight if you want to. You could have one of those. Are you sweating, Karen?
Yeah.
So am I. Good. Means we're getting a little cardio. And so and everyone knows that if we increase the repetitions or sometimes the intensity, and the intensity isn't always fast, it's just conscious and really working it, you will get some cardio workout. You can start to sweat. Good. How are we doing? Karen, you doing all right?
Yep, great.
Good. Other Karen?
KB.
Oh, KD, sorry. You doing all right?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Okay. So what we're going to do, sometimes we've done this, but it's going to be a combo of some of our leg lifts and our martial arts movements. So here we go. I want you to be in your right stance, that right T stance. Find your balance, find your ground, find your center. Good, okay? Everything's sort of down. And what we're gonna do, I've got my right foot forward. So I want you to punch with your right. And I want you to turn your left hip and punch forward. You're gonna lift your right leg, crunch and touch it. Bring it back down. Take your left hand and come an uppercut. And take both hands and whoa, come down. Draw all that energy and really use your muscles, use your fingers, whoa, drop your elbows. Let's review that. Punch with your right hand, left hip, left hand punch. Lift that left leg, balance. Bring it back down and uppercut with your left hand. And breathe, exhale, ground it. Hey, yeah, we could use a ki. Hey, yeah. So let's go again. Punch, punch, use your hip. Lift, uppercut. Hey, down. Good. And punch, left, lift, uppercut. Ground it. Bring it down. All that energy. Bring it down. So remember, think first. Think, punch. Think, hip and punch. Lift, uppercut. Down. Punch, punch. Lift, uppercut. This time we're going to do 2 punches and 2 lifts. Ready? Punch, right, left, left, lift, lift, uppercut. And we're going to do uppercut and then put your other hand in uppercut. Balance that out. So 1, 2, and okay, punch, punch. And I want you to get a little lighter now, a little bit like boxer-like. Okay, so have some fun with this. Ready? Punch, punch, left, punch, lift, lift, uppercut, uppercut. So you kind of boxer dancer. Ready? If I had some music, oh, I wish I did. Okay, ready? Punch, 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 lift, lift, uppercut, uppercut. And one more time. Punch, 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 lift, lift, uppercut, uppercut. Cool. Other side? Having fun yet, I hope? Left foot forward, left punch. Here we go. Punch, use that hip. Really get that from the lower body, driving. Lift, uppercut, and ki, ground it. Again, punch, punch, lift, uppercut. Lots of balance going on here and strengthening and focus. Punch, punch, lift, uppercut. And punch, punch, lift, uppercut. Good. Doubles. And we're going to get a little boxer dancer like here. Ready? Punch, 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 lift, lift, uppercut. Other hand. Boom. Punch, 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 lift, lift, uppercut, uppercut. And punch, punch, lift, punch, sorry, lift, lift, uppercut, uppercut. And the last challenge, we're gonna do 4s. I'll count you through it. Hang in there, last one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Get light and have fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, give yourself a hand. That was awesome, excellent. So this time, a little bit more balance work. What we're gonna do is, let's just do tree pose, where you put your foot here. See if you can do that and balance, and then lift your arms. Okay, this is called tree pose in yoga. Good. If it's a problem, just have your foot be on your toes on the floor a bit, and then do this, if you can't do this. But if you can, then you can do this. But you can modify it just like I have to because of my knee here, and tree pose. So I can do it. Yeah. And try to open your hip. Good. Okay, down. And little challenge for you. We're going to be in tree pose, and we're going to do 5 flyers. Flyers are when we lift. Again, if you have problems, and again, I might, because my meniscus problem, just touch your toe to the floor. If you can have it on the inside of your knee or thigh, that's great. That's even a little better. And that's the actual tree pose. So we're here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip your hands over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you lose it, your default position, put your toe on the ground, and you'll be fine, okay? And let's do that one more time. Other side. This is my difficult side. Here, 1, 2, whoa, 3, 4, 5. Flip your hands over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was excellent. Okay, this time what we're going to do is to take your object. So I've got my glasses case. It really doesn't matter what. I could use my mouse. Let me see. Do I have it here? No, I'm not seeing it, but oh yeah, here. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can use this as a 2-pound weight. But I don't recommend that for starters, but you could always add a 1, 2, 3 pound weight to this. So here we are, and let's do that again. Tree pose, come here and hand it off. So I'm just handing that to my other hand. Hand it to your other hand. So we really got to think about this. Balance, hand it, hand it, hand it, hand it. Good. Okay, do the other side. So again, tree pose or just touch. This side I'm going to just touch, reach, and hand it off. If I can do it, good. Always fun to challenge ourselves. Yes, I can do it. Reach, hand it off, hand it off, hand it off. Good. This time's going to be a little more fun. And what you're going to do is to raise. I'm standing on my right leg. I'm going to raise my left leg. Okay? And then you're going to hand this off at the top and hand it off underneath. Okay? So, as you're standing. And then you can go the other way. Hand it to the other direction. Whoa. Woo! And it's never bad when you lose your balance. Finding it is very, very valuable to all of your systems. Good. Shake that out. And we'll do the other side. Okay? This is physically as well as, whoops, mentally challenging. And we're going to lift and underneath. Underneath. Pass it off at the top, pass it off at the bottom. Underneath. Good. And go the other way. Pass it the other direction. Whoop. Good. Okay. Get that down. Take it out. That's a very valuable exercise, is it not?
Amy, I've been finding that it's been easier because we've been doing this similar ones for a while. It's been easier for me to get dressed in the morning because of it.
Huh?
Because you know, you often have to stand on one leg to get the other leg in the pants. So yeah, all of a sudden I just started noticing, whoa, I don't have to hold on.
It's like, oh, I'm putting my pants on.
It's on,
Oh.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Bliss in daily life, right? Aikido in daily life, bliss in daily life. For you golfers, just take your golf stance. Oh my God, I feel, just seriously, take a golf stance. I feel so solid.
Yeah.
Does that feel good? And that solidness allows you to have stability, allows you to make a much more controlled and powerful golf swing. You're gonna make better contact on the ball. So important that this is strong and stable. And you can't talk yourself into balance and stability. You need some muscles, you need some proprioception, you need some focus, you need all these things. And boy, now I have it, I feel it. There's no question about it. Okay, all right, let's take our chair. We're gonna do some things with a chair for a little while, and then we will do some floor exercises as well before we finish today. So with your chair, I'm actually going to stand first. Sorry, Karen, I know you want to sit down.
No.
You're just going to hold on to your chair. This is the quintessential bliss exercise straight from Juawyane, and it's called spinal pulsing. I consider it a full nervous system tune-up within 1 to 2 minutes. It will stimulate your cerebral spinal fluid, which is very good for the transmission of signals from your brain to your muscles, neurotransmission. It will also stretch, strengthen your muscles, and it turns you into what I call, from an Aikido, Aiki perspective or Qigong perspective, a human energy pump. You will feel yourself working your energy, oxygenation and blood flow, breath. All those things happen in one incredible exercise. Thank you, Juawyane. So stand up straight, hands are on your chair. FYI, my chair is a little bit low. It should really be about here. You could put your hands on a desk, on a kitchen counter, on the hood of your car. In golf, to do the spinal pulsing in golf bliss, my hands are on top of my club. And you want to keep your club as your center stable point. So again, this would be a better height for me. This chair is a tiny bit low, but we'll deal with it, okay? So you want to start standing up nice and tall, find your posture, sink a little bit so you feel your belly connect to your legs and feet, your knees relax. You are a conduit of energy from heaven high above to earth below. Energy is flowing through you. We're going to walk straight back from the chair. And please be careful. If you have a shoulder issue, it could hurt, so you don't want to go too far. Never go into the pain. Stop before the pain. If your shoulders and your back and your hamstrings are okay, the full position is arms straight, knees straight. Pull your hands, your hips back away from your hands. And you should feel, and even see here in the video, lengthening of my spine, more space between the vertebrae. Use that thought. As you pull your hips back, you're stretching, lengthening your spine, your lats, your hamstrings. We're going to inhale gently and pull your sternum, the spot in the middle of your chest, your breastbone. Pull it down to the floor. Inhale gently. Pull your sternum, chest, ribs down to the floor. That's the pulse, spinal pulsing. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale gently. Pull your sternum, chest, ribs down to the floor. Inhale gently, sternum, chest, ribs down to the floor. Take your right foot, make a T stance, put it just behind your left foot. Then pull your left hip back, square your hips away, and do a couple pulses. Inhale gently, pull your sternum down to the floor. Feel a little more stretch in the hips and low back. Inhale gently, and this helps to straighten out the spine. It's really good for your spine. Good, change feet, right foot forward, left foot behind. Now pull your right hip back, square those hips away, a couple pulses. Inhale gently, sternum, ribs, chest down to the floor. And good, feet side by side, couple inches apart. I want you to bend your neck and look down, bend your neck and look up. This is just look down, look up, very simple, but very powerful. It goes inside your spinal column. Look down, look up. One more of those. Loosen in between your shoulder blades. This time look down and bend your knees. Drop your butt. Stretch everything. Straighten your knees and look up. Bend your knees and look down. Stretch, strengthen as you straighten your knees and look up. Couple more of those. This is really the human energy pump. And look up, bend down, head down, bend down, straighten, look up. One more. And stretch, strengthen. Good. Pull your hips back, really lengthen. Now bend your knees gently and kind of walk up slowly, carefully to your chair. You may feel, I see a few stars. And use your legs to support you. Bend back. You can support your low back. You can open your arms. You can make a big noise. Oh. You know what feels good for your back. Oh. Come back, kind of recenter yourself. Woo! How was that?
Great.
That's an
Well,
incredibly powerful exercise.
like Elise, that's probably been the biggest one, is my posture being able to be here instead of here. Holding myself
Awesome.
up.
Yes. You reminded me of a bliss story I really should tell. Again, this was like 20 years ago. I was in San Diego and I had a lot of injuries. I had to quit training. I had to quit golfing. I quit after 5 holes. I couldn't roll over in bed. Everything hurt. And then I went to Bliss. Well, I went to San Diego to get better. Someone said, you got to go see Juawyane Kettler. And I went. And I started going to Bliss class every day. And it was amazing. And I remember that, for one, you know, I came in and everything hurt, my hip, all these things hurt, and I'm walking like this. I'm taking my walk every day. After about 2 weeks of Bliss, I took a walk one day and I was just like floating through space. I couldn't believe it. All these muscles were on, my posture, everything was working right, and my pain started disappearing. I went from couldn't play 5 holes of golf to playing 200 holes of golf in one day in a 100-hole golf marathon. I mean, that's pain-free, you know, 50, 60-year-old. That's amazing. The other thing that I remember clearly is that Juawyane had like You know, when you're little kids, your kids are growing and you put little marks on the wall for, you know, I was this tall, I'm this tall, I'm this tall, and you can measure their growth. Well, we had that for adults, and adults would make a new mark up here. Adults started getting taller. Adults started getting taller measurably. Like, how could that happen? Because we're not growing. And the biggest gain was a woman who came in like this, and she gained 4.5 inches. She grew 4.5 inches. That was the record. I grew about 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch. Most people 1/2 inch, 3/4 an inch, even 1.5 inches. That's because our spines are so compressed. Daily living, stresses, pains, injuries, problems, emotional traumas. So much happens in our life, and we shape our bodies. We're just sad, we're burdened, whatever it is. And as we start to decompress the spine in these ways, you gain height. And almost everybody reports feeling taller and taking up more space. And you're taking more space inside your body as well as outside. And this is so healthy. All your organs can work, all your systems can work better. It's huge. So I just like to point that out so you don't just think, oh, I'm just kind of doing an exercise. Yes, you are, but we're doing so much more as we're doing all this. Okay, real good. I want you to just stand and hold the side of your chair. Raise your arm nice and tall. So I'm holding my right hand, just so happens, doesn't matter, and I'm raising my left leg. And I'm gonna keep my knee locked, flex the foot, and we're gonna do some leg raises. So 1, 2. Please pay attention to your form. If you're crunching and bending, that's because these are weak and you're trying to work, but you wanna have good form so that you're isolating the movement. And you all look beautiful. That's fantastic, good. Okay, now bend your knee, come forward so you're parallel to the ground, sort of like a crane. And from the back, we're gonna kind of go back, but we're not kicking with the knee. We're extending and working the hip. Again, the psoas, the hip flexors, the glutes, work it, work it, work it, work it. We're also balancing and strengthening the leg we're standing on. Excellent. Stand tall. And then out to the side. And I'm gonna move a little. Good. Out to the side. And we are activating in through this region in the hips. And right here is a gland where we have the toxins. I always forget the name. Where we have the fluid that drains the toxins from our body, and we've got a gland here, and this is activating.
Adrenal, lymph glands.
It's not your adrenal. I don't know why I always forget that word. Lymph. It's a lymphatics. Yeah, it's a lymph gland. Good. Okay. And then go forward. Bend your knee. Back. Stand tall. Out to the side. So we're going forward, back, side. So lock your knee forward. Bend your knee. Stand back. Lock. Out to the side. One more. Forward, back, side. Excellent. Let's do a little self-massage. A little tap, tap, tap. Rub, rub, rub. Slap, slap, slap. Good. Let's do the other side. Turn around or move your chair to the other side. And you're ready to go for the other side. Arm up tall. Raise your leg. And 1, 2. Think, move. Think about it, and then make the movement. That split second of consciousness is so important. It improves our presence, our focus, and it really centers and energizes our movements. We have a lot more intention when we're present. Good. Bend that knee forward, balance, extend back from the hip. Back, back. Feel the connective tissue, not just the muscle. And you feel connective tissue when you don't go too fast, when you're conscious, and when you don't force the movement. Good. Stand tall. Out. Feel this activate. Activate. Good. Out to the side. Wonderful. Looking beautiful. Good form is important. Awesome. And forward. Bend the knee. Extend back. Out to the side. Forward. Bend the knee. Back. Out to the side. We're gonna do 5 sets. This is number 3, 4, back, side, forward, back, side. Awesome. A little of this. Good. We've been working hard. We get to sit down now. You can have a little sip of water. I recommend it. Always good to hydrate. All right. So, what I want to do, first we're just going to do this really beautiful movement. Then we're going to do a little chanting. I call it body chanting. That's going to work with our energy, and we're working with our spine. So we want to get our spine really fluid, really fluid. So what I want you to do is to just rock your pelvis forward and back as you're sitting here. So you really can feel, and notice that when you rock your pelvis forward, your head goes back. When you rock your pelvis back, your spine bends and your head goes down. So feel the connection. Pelvis up through the spine, pelvis through the spine to the neck. And there's this inverse movement. Forward with the pelvis, back with the neck, back down with the pelvis, down with the head. Okay, so you can really feel that beautiful spinal wave. All right, so what we want to do is to rock forward. We're going to let our body come forward and all the way down until you feel your hands come down, roll down. Feel like a monkey with your hands on the floor, nice and relaxed. Open your legs so that you feel like you're opening your hips. Now start to roll your pelvis so that your spine comes up. Your hands will come to your knees. You're going to stand up and you're going to roll up and stretch back. Roll from your pelvis down. We'll roll you back down. Roll down to the floor, stretch, open those hips, sit back down on your chair and roll back up. Bliss, yes? Such a nice exercise. Let's do it one more time. Roll your pelvis forward, roll your spine down, hang down, very monkey, loose-like. Reach your arms and hands, open the knees and hips. Use your pelvis, start to bring yourself back up. Hands are on your knees, roll your spine. Inhale, exhale, roll back, open the shoulders. Now roll from your pelvis to roll your spine back down. Hanging down like a monkey, butt comes back on the chair. Roll your hands, roll your spine, hands back on your knees. Ah, bliss. Nice exercise. Oh. That's a beautiful exercise, isn't it? Mm-hmm. What we're going to do now is what I'm calling body chanting, and we're going to kind of work with the energy of it. So we're just using 3 syllables. So it's not heavy duty chanting, but we want to let the sound out. We call it kotodama in Japanese. It's an amazing spiritual, mystical practice of chanting elemental symbols and consonants as well of the universe. And there's amazing chants if you start studying or practicing Shinto. Beautiful stuff. But we're just going to do very, very simple. But simple does not mean not powerful. Simple can be so powerful. So when everybody just make the sound, oh, like a long oh, ready? Oh. Make it kind of, yeah, oh. Good. And now I want you to feel this sort of groundingness. We're going to make a little louder, a little longer one. And don't be shy. If you are shy, don't be loud. If you're not shy, you can be louder. Up to you. Ready? But let that sound out. Oh, and feel the grounding. Oh. Nice breath. Yeah, just feel that kind of down energy of oh, down, oh. You can just do it kind of quietly now for yourself. Feel the down. Oh. And feel the vibration of your vocal cords and of the energy vibrating just with a chant of the very clear vowels. sound. Oh. Oh. The more I'm doing it, I'm also feeling calm and quiet. Good. So check in with yourself and notice if anything's changed in how you feel. Okay? Good. My breathing's changed. I feel dramatically different, actually, just from doing that. Now what we're going to do is put our hands out this way, and we're going to use the syllable ah, A-H, and we're going to kind of feel that going out horizontally. We were doing a lot of vertical, oh, and grounding. We're going to go out and extend ourselves out with the syllable ah. Ready? Good, let's start again. Come back here and have the thought. Remember, we're going to think before we move, think before we chant. So just feel that and then. Good. So now just sit. We sort of changed our vowel. We changed our sort of our frequency. See if you feel any different. And we have a different sense of the space around us and how we are present in it and feel it. Notice any difference from the O to the ah. Good. And this time we're going to use the syllable E, like long E. And I want you to feel almost like a 360, feeling the whole 360 space around you. And you can use your, use your arms if you want to do that. All right, let's say E. Here we go. And just connect and then E. Good, nice breath. Let's do one more E. Ready? Good, nice breath. So we've got sort of a vertical and a horizontal and a 360. So notice how you feel. Just loosen my shoulders up for some reason. Yeah? Good.
Floaty.
Okay. Any comments? Are you feeling some differences or are there energetic qualities? Or do you feel different with each one? Anybody?
Yeah, each one definitely felt different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of hard to put into words for me. You feel the difference, but
it's very experiential. That is very true. Good. Let's do a couple combos. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the O to the ah to the E. Ready? Here we go. Feel it and then Good. One more time. Good. So this is a nice way to bring your full self, your grounded self, and to bring it out into the world. Okay? And this time, let's take all of being out there in the world, and we're going to bring it back down to grounded and centered and see what that feels like. Ready? So we're going to go the other way. E, ah, O. Ready? E, ah, O. And we're going to do one more variation. We're going to go E, and then as we go ah, we're going to come to the center. I call this very sword-like, or this could be very golf club-like, yeah? But we're going to take all of our 360 energy, we're going to gather it, we're going to be very focused and intentional. This is what I'm doing, accomplishing, have to say, this is the stand I take, this is what I'm doing, and then ground that. Oh. Okay? So here we go. That should feel like a good day's work. Like you did your thing, you did great, you did what you wanted to do, and then here you are at the end of the day in a lot of peace. Do that one more time. That would be a good day, wouldn't it?
That feels like a very good exercise for grounding intention. You know, if you have to collect, you know what they say, collect your thoughts, right?
Mm.
So it's sort of like, say you have to have a difficult conversation, or have to do something a little bit challenging. It's just I think a good way to help gather strength, focus, and clarity, and be grounded while you're doing that. So it's good.
Great description, thank you. And, you know, this would be a whole life well lived, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to feel this like at the end of my days. Yeah, okay. End of my day and end of my days. Beautiful articulation. Thank you, Elise. And what I also want to say about that is that we can use those words, be grounded, be focused, be intentional, da, da, da. It's another thing to actually feel it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And to really make that real. And this is the somatics, the energetics of it. And those things are not woo-woo, and they're not California. I say that all the time. They're so real. And when we do exercises like this, we can really feel that energy is very real. It's very palpable and makes a big difference. And that you and I, we're each in charge of our own energy. And there's things we can do. And they're not hard, and they're not painful, and they're not difficult. They don't cost any money. You don't have to go anywhere, and they don't have any bad side effects. They have all these fantastic centered intentional effects. And you can do that. And when we just take that moment to think before we move, or take this minute or 2 or 5 to organize ourselves before we go into a conversation or a meeting or a big golf match or golf round, yeah, this would help a lot, wouldn't it? And if you could also do that along the way, I call it ninja style. You just kind of do a little of this stuff yourself. You get good at it. Oh, you can just kind of make those sounds inside yourself. You can take a position, a physical posture. You can do a few little things in the middle of it all. Boy, you got yourself back. You've got yourself in this optimal peak performance master state. Mm-hmm. Are you getting it? Yeah. And a little sound is fantastically powerful. It's a real phenomenon. Okay, in this place, I don't know, I feel like really good. That's it, yeah? But what I want to do is one more exercise seated. And what we're going to do, I just want you all to look over your left shoulder and look over your right shoulder. Yeah, look over your left, get a little stretch. Okay. Now we're going to go much deeper than that, because we already know we have this beautiful connection from our pelvis through our spine to our neck and our head and our movement. I want you to put your hands here and feel, this is called your iliac crest, one on each side. It's your hip bones. I call them in Aikido your hip blades. They're very blade-like. Okay? So what I want you to do is to dip your right hip blade And as you do that, you'll feel your hip move and your butt comes up a little bit off the chair. And that sends a beautiful rotational spiral through your spine. So you're going to look over your left shoulder, but you're going to do it from your right hip. And you'll feel a much deeper stretch in your spine and up through your neck and cervicals. Drop your right butt cheek and right hip blade back to the chair. As you move your hips and your pelvis, it starts to bring your whole upper body back. Left hip bone into the center, feel your left butt come up, and then that activates a whole rotational movement all the way up through your spine, to your neck, your cervicals, through your eyeballs, and we have a full connection to the spine. Drop your left cheek back to the chair. Feel how your hips and your pelvis bring you back to center, moves your upper body, right hip blade into the center, stretch your spine, push out now on your right leg and really stretch. Bring that right butt cheek back to the chair. Feel how your whole body moves back to center. Left hip bone, left cheek, and push out on your left hand, open, 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 stretch, spiral. Feel the connection of your pelvis to your upper body. And looking. Bring that left cheek back. Bring your body back to center. Roll down, reach, enjoy. Roll back up, roll up, hands to your knees, stand up. Nice, really grounded. Wow, I'm so much more grounded. Stretch back, roll down, roll your spine down. Monkey-like on the floor, hanging. Butt comes back to the chair. Roll up, hands on your knees. So just check in. How are you feeling right now?
Awesome.
Awesome, yeah. Awesome, bliss, connected, grounded, all that good stuff. So a lot of times I like to return to an exercise having done some other things and reconnected other parts of the body, brought our energy in a new way, and then return to the same exercise and experience it differently, correct? And again, right now I feel very grounded, very relaxed, very connected. Like, this is a great way to be. This feels really healthy, and this is the way I want to be. Boy, I could go out and enjoy a round of golf. I could go speak to a group. I could go ride my bike. I could do whatever I want. I just feel good, right? Sit at my desk, write my book. It's flowing. We're in a flow state. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left, but we have a little time left. So, yes, I want to do a few exercises on the floor. Sound good?
Yep.
Have a quick sip of water, quick hydration. See, I may be moving out to the other room. Here. Okay. I am just going to move. If I go dark here on my iPad, that's just because when I move it, sometimes it does that. I'm going to move into my loft area here. Okay, so here we are. Now let's come down on the floor. And I'd like you to just spread your feet, have your knees here, and use your hands in back of you. I want you to take your right knee to your left heel, left knee to your right heel. So we're stretching through, again, hips, so as it's a really nice rhythmical movement. And loosening the hips. Excellent. Now what you're going to do is like this. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Use your hands for support. And this is the other, if there's 3 essential basic bliss exercises: spinal pulsing, flyers, and then these are called pullbacks, okay? So what you're gonna do is hands here. We're gonna lift that leg and lift from your hip. You're gonna pull back from your hip. Feel the stretch, feel the strengthen. And then you're gonna pull back from your hip. Pull back, pull back, pull back. You you should feel a lot of strengthening, a lot of work through your butt muscles here. We call it bliss butt. Yeah. I always say you don't need an infomercial to get bliss butt, buns of bliss. And then we're going to go up, 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 up. So raise your thigh straight up, activating again through the lymph glands, through your hip. Excellent. On the floor and slide. You're sliding your knee, but you're pulling back, pulling back. There should be no kicking from the knee, just it's like shoulder, hip, okay? Like that. Core movement, excellent. Good. Now I'm just going to move a little bit so I have some room here. So you're still in this position. You're going to lengthen that leg out. So strengthen this leg, or lengthen, straighten that leg. Use your hands and walk around as far as you can to stretch your spine. Take this hand. It should be free, all your weight's on your outer hand. And you're going to lift and raise and lift. Lift, lift. Feel like you're working all of these muscles of your torso, some of the connective tissue. I even feel it down into my hip, my psoas muscle, of course, chest, lungs, back muscles, shoulders. So much happening. And again, human energy pump. This time, really lift and look back, and then bring it down. Lift, look back, more stretch, more opening, and bring the hand down. Lift straight up, inhale, oh, open, stretch, open the hands, down, one more of those. Lift, open, good for the shoulder, and back down. Beautiful. Now, you're gonna come here and on you got your head on your hand, legs are straight out. Body should be straight. You're gonna flex your feet and you're gonna take your upper leg and raise it and down. We're gonna do 10 of those. Feel like you're activating your butt muscles, your glutes. Lift. These are the also adductor muscles. Really good exercise. Lift, 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 lift. Let's do 3 small ones, smaller and slower. 1 and down, very consciously down. Slow one, small, low and slow. Good. Take this knee, bend it, just reach it across, and then you're going to lift your bottom leg. 1. This really activates a lot of deep pelvic muscles. Lift, even lower back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If that was difficult, the first time I tried to do that, I couldn't even find that leg. I was like, what? But now it's doing it. It's all active and strong. So that's really good. Okay, we're going to come back. You're going to bend your knees, but keep them in line and then bend them. Raise your upper leg and take your knee and touch the other knee. So this is a rotational exercise. It's working your hip joint. Be careful. If you have a hip replacement, you have to see, it depends how far away you are from the replacement because you have hip precautions. But for most of us, we can work that to lubricate the hip joint and strengthen the muscles around it. Good. 10 of those, and then touch your heel. Touch your heels together, upper heel to lower heel. Rotating the other way. Good. Thinking and moving. Think, move. Think, rotate. Think, rotate. Think, rotate. Good. Let's sit up and let's give this leg a lot of love. Some massage. Oh. Hip, low back, thigh. Down your shin. Good. Shake that leg out. And let's do the other side. So we're going to bend here. This position, use your hands for support. Lift that leg. Pull the hip back. Point your toes. And then this is called pullbacks. Pull back. Pull back. Good. Pull back. I always say this exercise will change your life. Will grow hair on your chest. This is so important for good balance, stability, power, better walking, preventing falls, especially for older people. I do variations of these exercises, and people get much stronger, and it really prevents falls. It's also been helpful in rehab, some of these kinds of exercises. Okay, we're gonna go up, up, up. You can do this one standing, actually. I'll show that another time. Or we can do pullback standing. Good. And on the floor, pull back, stretch, strengthen, stretch, strengthen, stretch, strengthen. Good. Now lengthen that leg. Walk your hands around and stretch your spine. You're on one hand, take your other hand, lift straight up. I call this the bellows exercise. I feel like I'm a bellows, fireplace. Lots of air, lots of breath, lots of movement, lots of pumping energy through the system, your body. Lift, 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 lift. Now lift and big motion, turn and look, stretch, and back down. Lift, big motion, oh, and back down. One more, inhale, breath, stretch, open, muscles and connective tissue, and back down. Beautiful. And oh, we have to do this, guys. Sorry. We're gonna lay down. We're here. Okay. Go this way. You can see. Good. So we're gonna take our upper leg, raise, raise, and feel these outer butt muscles working, leg muscles. Lift, lift. And remember, you're lifting up against gravity. If this is difficult, it's because you're actually lifting weight, especially when you're conscious. Think, move, think, move. Good. Low and slow. A few littler ones. Low and slow. Low and slow. Good. Bend that knee, just bring it to the floor, and your bottom leg is straight out. Lift, lift it up. Lift, activate, lift, 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 lift. Good. This is a really deep exercise. Beautiful. Good. Legs straight out. Now bend your knees. Take your upper leg. This is for hip lubricating inside the, it's called the great trochanter joint, is the ball and socket joint of your hip. Good to get those rotational muscles working. Ow. And strengthening. Yeah. And then we're gonna be here, we're gonna take our heels together. So it's like kiss. Kiss the heels. First you kiss the knee, then you kiss the heel. Heel to heel. Rotating the other way. Good, you're doing good. Two more. 1, 2. Excellent. Okay, let's sit up. And let's do a little of this. Good. Last exercise today. Open your legs. So open up, doesn't matter how far. If you can go to here and that's a lot, then just try a titch more, okay? It doesn't matter. I can go to here just because I do it. Some people can do the splits. And then use your hands, see if you can open that up a little bit more. Again, don't hurt yourself. But we want to encourage opening, opening. And you can take your hands and do some rubbing. Rubbing is very good. It warms up the muscles. It brings blood flow, oxygen, stimulation. So this is not idle rubbing. This is actually profound massage techniques and really good for you. It also stimulates all the meridians. Okay, what we're going to do in this position is to raise the right hand up, lean over to the side to stretch, take your other hand and then touch this hand to it and do a few claps. And as you do, keep lengthening that side. Clap. And you can reach the other hand out more, lengthen. We're lengthening, we're stretching, coming down. Good. Bring that all the way straight back up. Oh, bliss. Lift up the other hand. Reach over. Reach out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stretch that out. 5. Oh, little claps. Lean, stretch. Good. Come back up. Center. Woo, beautiful. And now rock your pelvis forward, just stretch yourself out, reach forward, walk your hands forward, and just stretching. Don't go too far. You want to always, the stretch zone is that zone that's a little bit further than, but not too much further, because you never want to hurt yourself. Now from here, drop your elbows, lower your head, lengthen your spine, a little more stretch in those hamstrings and legs. Down, gently, letting your body kind of accept the stretch and lengthen out. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Breathing, drop the elbows. Move your feet around, make some circles with your ankles and toes. Good for the feet and ankles, good for the hamstrings. Walk your fingers out a little more as your body lets go and the muscles lengthen and stretch. Drop the elbows. Good. Come back up by just walking your hands back up. Bring yourself back up to a very nice sitting position. Nice breath, bliss. Okay, let's bring our feet together, drop the knees, nice centered posture. Hold on to your ankles, open up the hips. And let's just take our hands to our chest. And just take a minute, a few breaths here. Just that sort of namaste prayer, grateful position, heart position. Balance, as you feel your knees fall out. Sort of that frog balance in a sense. And a natural little bow. Take a few breaths. Feel your own energy. Grateful that we've been here today. We can do all this and all this happens. Grateful for the life energy of the universe. Grateful for presence, willingness, all of your engagement on every level. So much happening. Very alive. And then let's bring our hands to our knees, bring ourselves sitting back up, eyes closed. Open your hands, palms up, and just send whatever good energy you'd like out into our troubled world. Oh, Sensei, the founder of Aikido, said that Aikido is medicine for a sick world. So this sort of Aiki, bliss, energy is medicine. Medicine for ourselves and medicine for our world. Medicine in that kind of wise, sage, Native American sense of medicine. Good healing, good healthy energy. Good. And let's just start to open our eyes. Back together. Good. And I'm just going to commit. Okay, let's check in. How's everybody doing?
I'm ready to eat.
You ready to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a bit of an appetite, huh?
Yeah, felt great. What a great way to start the day.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, thank you very much. I feel like we've been on a journey. I feel like, not sure where we've been. It's been a long time. It hasn't been just an hour and a half, has it?
That was a big one.
Mm-hmm. Good. Excellent. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm sure all those who will be watching this recording, we thank you for being here, and we send this out to you with all of our bliss in our heart. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Turn the
Jen.
recording
Bye.
off. Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Domo arigato.